Tired of the silence, the sugar-coated lies. Another headline screaming behind vacant eyes. They build up their walls so high and so strong, but the truth's gonna break through before too long. Every single day, the same damn old game, pointing all the fingers, nobody takes the blame. This pressure's building is starting to crack. Ain't no turning back now, ain't no holding back. I'm about to say it, yeah, I'm about to scream. Tired of the fake smiles, living in a dream. The real life's bleeding out in the cold. Gotta break the mold, gotta let it unfold. I'm about to say it, every single word. The uncomfortable truth finally gonna be heard. I'm gonna say it.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Let's get this disclaimer in there first before we start.
Welcome to hashtag I'm Gonna Say It. All things said in today's show is alleged and for educational and entertainment purposes only. If you are below the age of 18, we request that you leave the live now. Enjoy.
All right. I hope you all do enjoy. How is everybody doing today? This first day of 2026. It's a new year, and I pray that it is prosperous for all of you and that you are blessed with an abundance of blessings from our Lord and Savior. Um, if you're new here, please, when you come in, double tap the screen, share out the live if you like it. If you do send heart me's, which you are encouraged to send heart me's, because heart me's serve as your check-in when you go into different uh, podcasts, right? And it lets the platform know that you are checking in and that you are active and actively engaging on the platform. And you also, after you send a heart me, you go back and you do a few tasks. I think it's like you send a gift, you leave a message, things like that, different things you can do. And when you do all those things, then you get points as well. So if you come in, I'm not telling you to, but if you leave a heart me, then you go and claim your points. Just click on this orange heart above me, and then you claim your points that way as well. Make sure, like I just said, you just double tap and share out the live. All right. I'm not going to keep you all today for too long. In fact, I only have 2 segments lined up for us today. So let's get started with our first one. I sent some invites out, so um, as they come in, we'll address them. Let's see. Let's get our first graphic put up here. All right. So let's go over this. This graphic right here is the artist, a musical artist by the name of David. Now, and it's spelled D, the number 4, and then VD. That's how you spell his name, or how he spells his name. And recently, he's been in the news or in the headlines because there was a young lady who ran away from home allegedly, and she was not the age of consent, but she was with him for a period of time. And unfortunately, her remains were discovered in the trunk of a car belonging to him. And for a long time, it's nothing that he hadn't been arrested. He hadn't been anything. I don't even know if the police have even talked to him, to be honest. But there's different things that he's done that was suspect. Like first of all, the car with her remains in it was found. Hey, good morning, baby. My oldest daughter's in here. XOXO Queen K. Y'all make sure you go and follow her. All right. Wifey is in here too. Michelle 46. Go and follow her as well. Now, a couple of things we got to put into context here. The car with her remains in it was in his name. The car was found or located not too far from one of the residences he was renting, And then all of a sudden, when her remains were found or discovered, he suddenly moved out of uh, that particular residence, and so it allegedly fled back to Texas, where his parents were living or residing. But even after that, when they investigated the house that he was renting, they found a couple of things that wasn't, put it like this, it was questionable. And when I say they found, I'm not even referring to, uh, hey niece, hey bestie, how you doing? Good morning, Marie. I'm not even referring to the police department. I'm actually talking about the person who owns the house that he was renting actually hired their own private investigator, and the private investigator went to the house and found some things that were questionable, such as a deep freeze. Not yeah, it was not a deep freezer. What you call that thing? They did have a deep freezer there, but they said that was for Dippin' Dots. But and then there was an incinerator where you know, like cremate things or burn things. Yes, yes, niece, that's who that is right there. So now a chainsaw. I don't want to get too graphical, but her remains was found in that vehicle. It was dismembered. So uh, a chainsaw was found inside the Hollywood home. Right? Hey, babe, thank you for the love you. I love you. Inside a Hollywood home rented by him. Private investigator found that now. Thank you for that heart, me niece. And so I saw a headline when I was setting up this morning. I saw a headline that was saying they might bring charges against him for murder or unaliving, what we like to call it here. My thing is, I do get as far as following due process, I do get that. But there's so many things that weren't actually um, talked about when it came to this. Like, as far as I still want to know why it took the parents so long to even m- make a report about her missing. I still want to know at the time that she was missing. Hey, thank you for the rose, niece. At the time that she was supposed to be missing, why she was caught playing in the backyard of the neighbor's house, the neighbor to her parents' house, on a surveillance camera. But I don't know. It's so much that's going on that I don't really know about. But we're gonna get to this. Listen to this audio here that I was telling you about, where it says a chainsaw was found inside of a Hollywood home rented by David, and it says private investigator, and then it says Banfield. So let's find out what they're talking about here.
So ever since police popped the trunk of a Tesla that was found abandoned in the Hollywood Hills and discovered the dismembered body of teenage runaway Celeste Rivas Hernandez, there has been a ton of speculation.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to give y'all the source of what we're listening to. Video source, a video credit goes to News Nation.
There has been a ton of suspicion, and all of it has centered around the singer named David. It's pronounced David, but it's spelled with a 4. You can see right down there on your screen. The Tesla was his, and Celeste was his underage girlfriend.
Decompose. I'm sorry. Thank you. Only
choice. He has not been seen in public since his world tour. It was abruptly scrapped. He hasn't said a word in public about any of this. And now comes a new bombshell report from TMZ that David will likely face charges early in the new year. They and also us, we have reported on a grand jury that's secretly been happening. There's been these hearings with evidence. They've been going on for weeks. And TMZ says the prosecutor in charge believes that David did have a hand in his girlfriend's death. This has been ongoing, and there's been so many different moving pieces to all of it. I'm joined once again by veteran private investigator Steve Fisher, who has been on this story really since almost the very beginning, uncovered a ton of leads, clues, evidence, been in Los Angeles, breaking new developments all along. So, Steve, it's good to see you tonight. You were hired by the owner of the home that David was renting, and you actually went inside the home. What sort of was there any potential
Happy New Year,
evidence?
niece.
Did you see anything that really stood out to you?
Yeah, well, so we announced previously that we found a burn cage incinerator there for one. And another thing I can tell you tonight is that along with that, we found a chainsaw, brand new. It was with the incinerator. And there's no purpose for a chainsaw to be at this rental house. They're certainly not in charge of, trimming the trees or anything. So, we can't say exactly, it was unused, just like the incinerator, but I think, it could go to show some intent of what this plan was, because whatever happened here, like it wasn't a finalized plan. She was not meant to be left in that Tesla on Bluebird Avenue. And so, the plan got upended.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about the burn box in a second. I think that's what is that what you called it, a burn box?
Burn cage.
Burn cage, yeah. Okay. But first of all, I want to get to the chainsaw, because I don't think I've heard that before, that there was a chainsaw inside the home. Where was it?
It was in the garage, and it had not been used. It still had the protective shield over the chain itself. But, there it is with a burn cage, and you got to wonder what this plan was, or what the plan could have been, and it's troubling, because there's really just like the burn cage, there's no purpose for that house.
Hey, little brother, welcome in.
So
good morning to you.
He was renting the house, correct? Because it's the owner who hired you?
Yeah, actually he was, and it was Josh Marshall, his manager. The owner, one of the reasons I got hired.
Thank you for that. I love you, brother. I love you.
He didn't know who David was. He had never heard of David before. He thought Josh Marshall was living in the house with his family.
The burn cage is the incinerator.
And did the owner confirm that the chainsaw was not his?
Yes, it's definitely not.
And I want let me add that it wasn't open. It wasn't used. But to my understanding, it's not something that is prohibited in that county.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking, I've rented a lot of houses, why you would have a chainsaw in the middle of LA when you're renting a house. I'm just trying to think of like a reason for that. It seems kind of strange.
Yeah, it is strange because, first of all, to use a chainsaw takes a little bit of training, not to hurt yourself. And listen, they're not responsible for any of that, taking care of the, the outside the property or anything. So what is the purpose? And then when you couple it with not just the incinerator, but now a deceased, 14-year-old in a Tesla that's been parked at that property, it becomes really troubling. And, hopefully there's going to be some justice here soon. It's been going on a long time.
Yeah, it seems like it's really dragged on. In terms of the burn cage, I'm not really familiar with that. What is it? Describe to me, like, what is a burn cage?
So it's literally, it's a steel cage that it can withstand temperatures up to 1,600 degrees, and they're used a lot on like farms to incinerate everything from trash to animals, and to break everything down. And it actually, the advertising on it is, if you go to your YouTube page, it says, burns at 1,600 degrees. Well, when human cremations are done at 1,400 degrees. So this has the ability to literally cremate a person if you wanted to, and makes you wonder what the intent was.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone.
All right, so let's give it up to News Nation on that, and give it up to the actual private investigator hired by the man who owns the property that David was renting the house from. Now, let's be clear. We do not know the intent on David or his friend or anybody that was there. We do not know the intent on what they were going to do or planning to do with this incinerator. But I think we can all carefully agree that it is something that should be alarming, because normal people, I won't say normal people, most people do not have that in California, in the particular area that they were in. And then to have a freezer, a deep freezer, and then to say that you had that deep freezer, because it was a bigger size deep freezer, to say that it was purchased in order to have Dippin' Dots stored there. I mean, of course, we're going to have some people that are going to combat this, but I think majority of us can agree that this sounds a little sketchy. And if you ask me, I think maybe the deep freezer was purchased in order to keep the body cold until they was able to, I guess, dispose of it like they wanted to. And I do think that the incinerator was bought probably because they were going to cremate the remains. That's just my thought. It's not a statement given or something that was said. Only Choice, I think, says, why didn't detectives find those things? That's what I was asking. That's exactly what I said, Only Choice, when I opened up. Like, it's crazy that the police went to the residence and did an investigation, but none of these things came up or was mentioned. But then when the homeowner actually goes and hires a private investigator, the private investigator discovered these things. So I agree with you on that, Only Choice. And then you said planting. And I don't know. I don't know. One thing I do know that we have discovered is that police are corrupt as well. So just because someone is part of a law enforcement or anything like that doesn't mean that they're going to do it, their investigation or do their due diligence at investigating anything to a T. Not all of them, but I'm just saying some don't. Silent Baby Kim says, hi all, I just dropped in. What we talking about today? We just discussed David. Allegedly they found a chainsaw inside the home, one of the homes he was renting out. And we was discussing that. In addition to them, they allegedly found a deep freezer that was stated they were going to use it for Dippin' Dots. Hey, thank you, brother, for that. I appreciate you. That they were going to store Dippin' Dots in the freezer. And then is also an unopened. Again, I have to say it wasn't used. It was unopened. It was still sealed up. But an incinerator. All these things was found like at that house allegedly. And I say allegedly because I wasn't there, but I'm bringing you what's reported. Okay, so yeah, to what was the name? Only Choice, I think. What was the name? Yeah. So I mean that is a questionable thing. I asked that same question. I don't have an answer for you. Naomi said, Harper 6. Good morning to you. Says, is he locked up yet? No, he's not locked up yet. There was a headline this morning that was saying that they think he would be facing criminal charges. They're suspecting he would face criminal charges for unaliving or murder, but he hasn't yet. And I mean, even if you catch some of the comments on here, like the first comment says the rest of us would already be in jail. And that's something we've talked about and brought up here too. Like even on the suspicion of murder, you know, and then he of course ran or vacated the premises. I mean, expeditiously, like fast, like quick. Like I mean, it's just a lot of questionable actions that's going on. This other person says chainsaw, illegal burn box, dismemberment body, which in the trunk, which we said that was debunked right there. It wasn't. It was just what's the word again? It wasn't dismember. It was decomposing. That's the word I'm looking for. All right. It says this is horrifying. No matter who did it, how does anyone do that to another human being? I agree. Now, we've had people state that maybe the family was paid off. The parents were paid off, not to say nothing. There was talks about her brother saying that, hey, there was a guy that she was talking to other than David, and he believed that David also unalived that other guy because he was jealous that Celeste was talking to him. I don't know. If you go and watch this man's videos, it's very disturbing, even the videos. And at one point, he actually has in a video where he himself is in the trunk of a car and discovered to be deceased, and that he was the one who on it was like an alter ego kind of thing. But it's really weird. I always say, and we've said it here before plenty of times, when you listen to music now, we've noticed that music is art imitating real life. A lot of the things that these artists say in songs, they are actually admitting something. I mean, it's like a subliminal message. You know, what other evidence might they have on him so far? I don't know. The best thing I could tell you on that is that just like going, I don't know if they have uh, a website or something you could actually see it, like that they're making things made available to public, because I'm sure it's still an ongoing investigation. So they probably won't have that yet. I don't know. That's a good question though. I appreciate that. He was on tour, not even in the country. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna tell you what I say. Only I'm not taking up for him, but I'm just saying. I think I'm just gonna tell you, like I said from the beginning. Even if he didn't do it, he knows who done it, and that's still a crime, right? And if he did do it, I don't think he did it alone. I think he had help, you know, because we got to look at it this way. Only just because he was on tour at the time, she was found, or does that we don't. Again, it could have been done a long time ago, and she could have, because you remember they was talking about the nails having some kind of like water damage on it, right? Or something that is conjunction with being in water. I forgot how they put it. I'm not a medical examiner, so I'm not going to even try it. I'm just going to tell you. And so, if you think about it from that perspective, you could say, all right, well, then they probably did have the body in that freezer, and then her being in the car for that long could have caused that, like what you call it, defrost or whatnot. So I don't know. Coco says, but he put it all in his videos beforehand. It's satanic. Coco, let me that right there, and that I was just saying that, and thank you, Coco, for that, because there's a couple of things we talk about on here. Because when we cover this stuff, we bring it to y'all raw and uncut, and again, we have people to try to dispute what we saying, and that's fine. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of people aren't deep in the kind of stuff like this. But the thing about it is, there is a such thing as satanic ritual amongst those people, and they do it in order to level up their status in the celebrity world. Right? Unfortunately, it's a sick thing. It's really a sick thing. Exactly, little brother. Art imitating life. Katina, that is David. That's the guy who's being, how can I put this to be politically correct, questioned, I guess, to have unalive Celeste Rivas, the young girl who was missing for quite some time, and then her remains was found in the car. He used her as a muse, a moose. I like that, Coco. You on point. Not sacrifice. Who said that? Mellow Love said sacrifice. Exactly, exactly. These things do happen, people. It do happen. Like it's hard for a lot of us to believe because our minds wouldn't go there. Our minds aren't sinister enough to do something like that. But unfortunately, there are people who possess that mentality and that will do anything for money. All right, we're gonna move on to segment 2. Let me get you caught up here. I'm gonna change let's go right there. I don't know if y'all can see her. I might be able to make that a little bigger. Hold on, y'all. I might be able to make that bigger. Maybe not. It might not let me. There, I'll do it. I'll do it this way. Maybe y'all can see that better, right? Can y'all see that better? All right. And I think I might have that crooked. So this way and I don't know. Okay, so there we go. Anyways, I'm gonna move her over here so she's not completely here, and then we'll move her up some. All right. So this lady right here, I don't know her name. I'm gonna tell you right now. First and foremost, before we get started with our final segment, do me a favor. We got 77 people in here. First and foremost, thank you for being in here and joining me for hashtag I'm gonna say it. But we only have 7.8 thousand likes. So can y'all please keep double tapping that screen? Share out the live if possible. We're going into our last segment for the day. But if you don't mind, please share out the live. Also, we have 50 donuts as the gifting goal. We need 48 more donuts. So if we could get that goal met before the end of the broadcast, that would be phenomenal. And once again, I thank you all for joining me, and I pray that you enjoy the content, and I also pray that you come back and invite others to come back with you. So I don't know who this lady's name is. I'm going to tell y'all right now, it's not put on here. However, and I haven't listened to this. Coco, thank you. Jen, thank you for that heart me. I appreciate it. I haven't watched the video. Shout out to Premium Celebs on this for covering it. But this is a lady who apparently was at a party, or I don't know if it was the FOs or anything like that, but she's alleging that Diddy and Kanye West were giving female drinks and doing things against the females' will, or they was taking advantage of them. So the title of it says Diddy and Kanye West might unalive, we can't say that word that they got on here, but might unalive this woman after she reveals everything. Again, people, before we get started, as the disclaimer stated when we opened up, all things said here are alleged. Any individual being accused of a crime is justly afforded judgment or a judgment of guilt or innocent. They are allowed to have due process. So we are not here convicting people. We're not here saying that they're guilty or anything. Like I told you before, y'all know what we say, y'all know what we mean, and we bringing you the facts straight off the fax machine, right? Or not? We're giving it to you straight off the fax machine. So this is what's being said. We're just telling you the word on the curb. All right. And I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of people, especially that celebrities, take this with you. There's a lot of people that are celebrities that are guilty of things that will be found innocent only because of their financial bracket and their celebrity status. Okay. And there's people who are found guilty of things when they're actually innocent. So let's just make sure we keep that in context. But I am going to tell you what's being said. So allegedly, this lady is telling what their play is, what they do. You see what I'm saying? So let's listen to it. Let's see what she says. I wish I had a name on her, but they don't even put her name on it.
Immediately, I felt like there was something weird because, there's always drinks. There's always, the vodka and the mixer is just like sitting on the table. But we walk in and immediately, and Diddy hands me a drink. Kanye hands Lauren a drink. And we're like, that's weird. Why are they?
Zafronia. The reason why I can't get straight to it is because we have people that come in and when you're trying to tell them something, they want to dispute you. They want to argue with it. So I got to make sure I put it in dummy 101 terms for people. That's why it takes me so long. And besides, when we're doing this kind of work, you want to make sure you cover yourself. But thank you for joining, and we're about to get to it.
Serving us, and I don't like to drink. I don't like alcohol. I don't like the way that it makes me feel. It makes me feel sick. So, but my manager, since the beginning, she was just
Thanks,
like, I know you don't like to drink,
Appreciate
but
it.
if someone famous hands you something to drink, even if you don't want it, just hold it and pretend because you don't want to seem rude. And I was like, okay. And it was a vodka cranberry, and I was like, oh, gross. And so I'm just standing there with my back against the console, just pretending to sip this drink. And I'm like, I'm not drinking this. This is gross. And my manager was sitting across on this couch with Kanye's cousin, and then the other girls were sitting next to her. And immediately I was like, there's something wrong. Like, I couldn't explain it. I didn't know what to do. But I just like felt that there was something not right. But I didn't know what to do. I was 19 years old, like just left home a year ago, new in the industry. Yeah, I didn't know what to do, but I knew that there was something wrong, basically. And I was standing there pretending to sip this drink.
Hey,
and my manager
ABC,
was sitting
I don't
across
know.
from
They
me.
don't.
And you know,
They didn't give her
you know
name.
about like my past and like us being together. Like, she's very much reserved, and people would always say like, "Oh, she's such a," it's like a resting face, and it's because she has like a severe like social anxiety. Like, she just wants to like sit in the corner and like tap on her phone and like not talk to anyone. So she's not. She's just very shy. And I see her across the room holding her drink. And it was weird because I noticed as I was standing there just kind of just like wondering what's going on, Diddy kept looking at me and Kanye kept looking at Lauren, and like they were exchanging glances. And I'm like, they're like watching me strangely. And I'm like, okay, let me pretend to drink. And like, I'm not actually doing it. And like that seemed to like make them happy, like me like pretending to like to join in. And
hold up, y'all. No, this is Nikki Heaton, and she was at a party hosted
Nikki
by
Heaton.
Kanye and Diddy with her manager, Lauren. Now, what she's about to share is very and extremely interesting, scary, and very strange. Now, I would love for you guys to listen her full story, fully and thoroughly, and also let me know your thoughts and perspective down in the comment section. Also, remember to drop a like and subscribe, show some love. Drop a like and subscribe, show some love. Enough of me talking. Check out the rest of the clip.
Immediately, I'm like, there's something in this drink. There's something in this drink. And I didn't know what to do. And I, like, my manager was like across the room, but like close enough, but like not next to me, so I couldn't like whisper to her. But I wanted to tell her, I'm like, hey, don't drink this. There's something wrong with this. But I couldn't.
Shout out to
So
my
I
babe for
reached
being
for
a
my phone and
one-time
I start
title
to
gifter.
type,
Thanks,
and
babe.
Kanye takes
I love
the
you.
phone out of my hands and he's like, who are you texting? Like, you don't need to text anyone. Like, we're having a party. And I was like, okay. And he like puts it on one of the speakers. And I'm like, now what do I do? Like, I don't know what to do. And I see my manager take a sip. And I'm like, what do I do? And then I see her take another sip. 2 sips out of this little vodka cranberry cup. And I'm like, oh, what do I do? 2 sips, and I watch her face flush. And all of a sudden, like, I look over and she's speaking really loud and like making jokes. And I'm like, whoa, like, this isn't her. Like, she doesn't make jokes. She's terrified of people. Like, she doesn't even talk. And I was like, it's already hitting her. Like, 100%, I just knew that the drinks were all laced with something. And she starts like almost being like belligerent a little bit, but not in like a crazy way, just like really enjoying herself. And I'm like, that's not her. That's not her. She doesn't even want to be here. Like, this is weird. And all of a sudden she like dismisses the studio host. Like, she's like, you can leave. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what's going on? And the girls file out. They go to like a different studio, or they go somewhere. And I'm like, I have to do something. I have to do something. What do I do? And I go to get my phone where Kanye put it on one of the speakers. And as I'm going to get it, I turn and my manager's walking out. And I'm like, no. Like, where are you going? I'm already seeing people being like, this is cap. What do I have to gain? Let me just ask you, what do I have to gain? I'm in a farm in the middle of nowhere. I'm not in the industry anymore.
Let me pause it right there real quick. This is the number one problem. This is the main reason why people that have been sexually assaulted or raped don't say nothing, because a lot of people don't believe them. It's like you re-victimize the victim all over again. And in this case, as much as we've been covering this, listen, yes, I do understand there was a trial. Yes, I do understand that, Diddy got charged with what he got charged with. And was found not guilty of what he was found not guilty of. But I do want people to focus on pattern of behavior. This did not just happen. A lot of these actions that he's been accused of doing has been taking place. He's been doing for several years, and from several people have the same story. I'm not so to sit here and somebody tell this lady that she's capping. I'm just saying this is why. This is what makes it harder for people to come out and do that. Crazy.
I'm not filing a lawsuit, so I'm not getting paid. I'm not looking for clout because who gives a about me? So why would I lie about this? This has been 9.5 years since this happened to me. Why would
Right, Amanda.
Let me go on. Whatever. Yeah, so I see her start to leave.
Oh, and good morning.
And I'm like,
sorry, I didn't say
like,
good morning.
where are you going? And she's like, it's fine, I'm just going to the bathroom. And I was like, no, stay. And she's like, it's right there. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. And I was like, okay. And she walks out. And all of a sudden, I realize that I'm in this studio. The music's low, the lights are dim, but you can still like see everything. And I realize that I'm in the studio with Diddy and Kanye. I realize that I'm in the studio with Diddy and Kanye, and they're both off their shit. And there's 3 other men, an executive that works with Kanye, his engineer, and his cousin, and me. Alone. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I haven't started freaking out yet. Like, I know what the situation is. I know, I know this is a bad place to be in, but I don't really feel scared yet, you know? Like, because I'm like, there's other people around. There's other men around, and I know them. Like, I've known them for a while. Like, nothing bad's going to happen. And I'm standing there, and I realize that so this is, like, a pretty, like, sizable studio. There's, like, the glass doors, the couch there, a console, another console, the screen, all of that. But it's, like, it's pretty big, but you can still see and talk to everyone easily. And I realize that I'm standing really close to the exit, and it's a glass door, and it opens in. And I'm standing pretty close to it. And I realize all of a sudden that Kanye and Diddy have realized that I'm the only girl in the room. And they're like, their minds. And they start coming towards me, and they're like, don't you want to take your clothes off? Like, it's so hot in here. And I'm like, no, fine. I'm fine like this. And they're like, come on, like, it's just us. Like, we're all just friends. Like, let us just, like, see, like, how you look. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And, like, I still haven't gotten scared yet, you know? Like, I'm still, like, this is a bad situation. I'm creeped out, but, like, there's no reason to panic. There's other men here. Hold on a second.
That's her. That's not me.
Back. Yeah, so they're coming towards me, and I'm like, okay, I don't know where my manager is. I don't know where anyone is. And they're coming towards me more, and they're trying to, like, take my clothes off. And I'm like at that point where I'm like, this is not good, but I'm, like, still trying to, like, play it off. Just like, stop, you guys are stupid. Like, get out of here. Like, don't touch me. Like, a little bit scared. Did this just freeze? Okay, no, it's back. Okay, so let me just get to the point. So they start trying, like, they're, like, pawing at me. Like, they're both drunk, probably on something
Sandra,
else.
thank you for the love you so much. I love you so much. Thank you so much.
I start to get a
appreciate
little bit
that.
apprehensive because I'm pretty much, like, backed up
Kanye
against
is
the wall. Like,
also
there's only one
Diddy's
exit, and I'm pressed up
buddy
against this door.
also.
And I'm still
Allegedly.
not completely terrified yet, but I'm like, you guys stop. Like, stop. And they're getting to the point where they have, like, ripped my shirt off. And, like, I'm, like, almost fully exposed at this point. And they're both coming at me. And I'm like, you guys, like, seriously, this isn't funny anymore. And I look to my left where his executive is. Like, we know him pretty well. Like, we've been around him a lot. He's literally 3 feet away from me. Like, if I reached and he reached too, like we could touch, like he's that close. And I look and I'm like, hey, like I give that look where I'm just like, come on, like step in, like this isn't cool, like you're a grown man, like you're like 50 years old, I know you have a family, like you know this isn't right, like do something. And this is the part that for as long as I live, I will never forget. It isn't actually the aspect of being sexually assaulted. That's not what haunts me.
We love TikTok Shop.
It's this. It's as these two grown men were pawing at me, trying to take my clothes off, I look over to this man asking for help, and I literally mouth the word help. And we lock eyes. And he looks away. And I'm like, okay, there's two more men in the room. And I look to his engineer next, who's sitting right next to him. And I know that he's married and he just had a little baby girl. And I'm like, okay, he's going to do something. And
hey, look, before we go any further, if this triggering to anybody, I apologize. I apologize for it. I've never heard the video. We're listening to it together. And like I said, if you free to leave if you need to. I'm totally apologetic if it is.
I look at him next and I'm like, okay, like do something, say something, do anything. And he looks down at his phone and starts texting. And then I was like, oh. I look at Kanye's cousin next. And I'm like, do something, like do something. And he spins his chair around. And that's when that like gut-wrenching fear set in. And I was like, oh shit, no one's saving me tonight.
Good morning, Rita.
No one's going to do anything.
Right,
no one's going to do anything. And that's when I was truly scared. At this point, they had ripped my shirt off and they were trying to get my pants off. And I realized that I was completely alone. And I closed my eyes for a second. And I was like, God help me. What do I do? And as my eyes were closed, this is going to sound weird because I bet a lot of you are wondering like how the you get out of this situation. My eyes were closed and I prayed. And I said, God help me, what do I do? And it was like clear as day. I heard this in my head. And it didn't make any sense. I heard, go towards them. And I was like, oh, great. The one time I asked God for help, Satan answers. Because why the would I go towards these two predators who are sexually assaulting me? Like, why would I do that?
We love TikTok
and then all of a
Shop.
sudden it clicked. My back was up against the glass wall. I could not go any further back. That was the only exit. He said, go towards them. They were already drunk off their shit. They were up.
We need 47 more donuts.
I stepped forward and it like threw them off balance. Like they were like, oh, and like they stepped back at least.
We have 108 people in the live. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. We have 50 donuts as the gifting goal. We have to meet that before we pay, or at least we would like to meet that before the live ends. But we need 47. We got 3. We just need 47 more. So if you all could be kindly and help us with that, I appreciate it. John Jones, I can clearly see that you are a chaos agent. So what we're going to do with you is just go ahead and we're going to go ahead and take care of you because you're disrupting the live. So people that's new here, when someone is acting such as John Jones is acting here, we invite them to the block party is what we call it. So John, enjoy your stay over in the block party. Sayonara. Let's get back to the content. We ain't talking nothing political or anything like that today. All right. Okay, thanks, niece. I appreciate it.
A foot and a half. And the moment that they did, I reached behind my back, I pulled the door, and I slipped out, grabbing my clothes. And I ran across the hall, across this corridor, and I hid inside of an empty studio that was black. And I sat there for like 20, 25 minutes, just like crying, like, what the do I do? And I'm texting my manager, and she's not answering. And eventually, I don't think I'm supposed to say this next part because it could hurt her case, but basically, everything she is true, basically. Because what I saw next, I thought I was the only one who wasn't drugged. I was the only one who didn't drink their drinks, whatever. So I saw what happened next and who was involved. And that's why I'm a part of this lawsuit and like named in it. And yeah, it just that. I mean, I got us both out, and I got us in an Uber, and she obviously didn't remember anything because she was drugged, and I wasn't. And apart from the aspect of looking for help and they turned away, the only other thing that really f***ed me is, what about all those other girls that were there? Those 9 other girls who were drinking the drinks before we even got there. Like, I know none of them got out. I know none of them got saved that night. And I'm like, did they even remember? Did they even know what happened to them? Moral of the story, stay out of the industry. If you have daughters, make sure to tell them that they're idols. They should never meet and should never go to the studio with anyone, even if you're invited there as an artist, unless you have a bodyguard with you.
I'm gonna pause it right there because I want to also add something to what she just said as far as don't go to the studio and stuff like. Or let's keep in mind that allegedly Snoop Dogg's cousin has came out and stated that he sexually assaulted her at the studio. So when she says stay away from the studio, she may just be on to something with that. Thank y'all for the donuts. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, so we got 25, guys. We need 25 more donuts to meet our gifting goals. Thank you so much. Keep double tapping. Share out the live. We got like maybe five minutes left in the broadcast.
I thought I'd feel better after telling that story, but I really don't. But I guess the point is that, the same shit happened with Cassie. As soon as she said what happened, no one believed her, and they gave her so much shit. And it wasn't until videos came out and more people stepped forward that people were like, oh, she was telling the truth. And I'm here to warn you guys that more people are going to come forward. So believe her when she's talking right now.
What you all know, that was a very, very interesting story. Now, as she said at the end, if you can stay out of the industry, stay out of the industry. Now, what's good again, everybody? It is your boy Premium Celeb. Now, I really hope you guys listen to the full recording, the full story. No, this story is not a new story, but it is so good that I had to share it again. It's such a good story because I'm just gonna come straight out and say this. I believe Nikki. Like, she was a person that was in the industry, and you could tell that something happened. And the moment her story went viral, a lot of people understood why she was no longer really in the industry, right? And a lot of times when people speak out, just like D-Brand, they get blacklisted, their career literally get torn away from them. And it goes to show that, yes, a lot of these people, differently from their sexual desires, a lot of them just want control because they know with control, they can do anything. You can call it power also. They know with power, they can do anything. But a lot of times you got to give up something to get something. And when it comes on to Diddy and Kanye,
thank you, Reba. I appreciate you.
That's why I say that
Let's give it up to
Diddy's
Rita.
not the
She got
only
the
person.
title
It's just that
gifter
Diddy
for the
name
donuts
went
in the
big,
gift
and
gallery.
you know, he was a wild person, but
Thank you
Diddy
for the
was
gold
not the
boxing
only
gloves, babe.
celebrity to be doing these stuff. You know, I said a lot of times that Kanye is not crazy. He knows what he's saying, and the reason he knows what he's saying is because he did some of those things. I don't know if he's trying to turn around his life, but I strongly believe that a lot of times when some of these celebrities are talking the way they are talking and speaking out against the industry, it is because they have actually, one, participated, or two, lived the life. But, you know, probably their conscience get caught up to them or something, and they want to change around.
Diddy, and
Just like Jaguar
Mary J.
Rice,
Blige.
she said before that, you know, she was one who also used to bringing girls and do the Diddy party stuff and all of those stuff. But, you know, she started to speak out. And that is why I once again believe that some of these persons that decided to speak out no or recently, a lot of them were probably indulging or seeing these stuff and turning an eye. Just like Nikki said, there were other persons in the studio, but they didn't help. They didn't try and help. They turned their eye. One went on their phone, you know, another one looked away and all of that. So I know for a fact, y'all, the industry is crazy. It's not what it seems to be. They just push the money and good life.
Thank you all. I appreciate it for helping us hit that goal. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, little brother. Thank you, babe. Thank you, everybody that donated to the goal.
People, it is very deep. I'm not saying one can't go in the industry and still have a pure heart and clean soul. You can. But temptation is a thing that a lot of people will fail to. And the higher ups, they know these stuff. And what they do, they use these stuff to draw in people, to lure in people, and then control them. And if you can't control them, you end their career and you put them down to nothing. Right? That's what I really see. But once again, let me know your thoughts and perspective on this one. Let me know what you guys truly feel, because it's a damn interesting story. I ain't gonna tell a lie. Very, very interesting story. But I'm very interested to see and hear what you guys have to say down in the comment section. So feel free to type away. I want to say, remember to drop a like and subscribe, as it helps out a lot and it'll be greatly appreciated. I want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. It is your Premium Celeb, and as usual, I'm out.
Shout out to Premium Celeb, and I want to piggyback off of him as well. If it's your first time here, or even if you've been here before and you just haven't done it yet, please go and subscribe to the channel, so that way you stay updated and alerted whenever we're coming at you with this work, and you'll be part of our lives. Also, you'll get a badge next to your name that says crew. That lets my moderators and I know that you are part of our news crew member team. And as well, when you leave a comment, you can use special stickers, and by us seeing that badge, we'll be able to answer your comment in the live more expeditiously. Now, before I end the broadcast today, I want to look up something, because I think that this is something that I don't think people talk about enough. I don't know why my mouse is tripping. Let me see if I can find it real quick. No, that's if I can find it. Okay. Okay, now I found it. Okay, hold on, y'all. All right, let's go over here. Let's put this on so y'all can hear it. Back over here. Sorry.
Control you. They can't. They try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize.
They can't control me.
You get what I'm saying? They could control Shaq. They could control Charles Barkley. They could control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me. You
Not
see, it
you.
ain't no name I won't name.
Exactly.
It's up.
Not you.
You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you, but the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking no disrespect from nobody. So let's get on the phone. Let's talk that out. I don't care who you are. I ain't taking no slice from nobody, right? I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah, I'm appreciate you.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. And God loved me. You understand? They hit me. Gap, Adidas, all that away. Still, Forbes, who hate me, right, had to write net worth 400 million. Jesus is king. God loved me.
That's more important thing in your life.
That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And this truth is going to be heard. Y'all can't send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puffies, y'all Lil Boozy, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal. I never killed nobody, right? I'm the pussy that never killed nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want.
Control you.
Again, I don't think that gets enough play. I don't think people remember it enough. But he said a lot, and I don't agree. Look, listen. I know people say Kanye is crazy. Reba said, "What is Ye doing these days? He's been quiet lately." The last thing I heard about him, he was basically trying to let everybody know that Kim and her family participates in, we'll say, rituals. How about that? We'll say rituals so the platform don't get mad at us. And he was saying that he needed his kids because he felt that they were going to basically prostitute his kids out to the industry like their mama did them, and in which we all know that Kim's mom was the one filming her and Gay J in they Smex tape, right? But he said, I don't always agree with everything that Kanye says, but he was speaking facts on that. And you listen to the names that he named, and you see where we are now. If you know then you know. You see what I'm saying? So he did show up at the court when Diddy had his trial going on. I honestly thought that he was there to support Diddy because shortly thereafter, the song where it was Kanye's daughter North, Diddy, and Diddy's son Christian. Shortly after that appearance he made at Diddy's trial, that song dropped on social media. So, but I don't know. I don't know if he was there to see if he was going to actually get justice. Diddy was going to get justice for what he's allegedly done, or if he was there in support of. I don't know. Kanye does weird stuff too. But here's the thing. A lot of times people in the industry do things to pretend like they are crazy so that they can stay alive while they're telling us the truth. I know it may not make sense to a lot of you all. Take Orlando Brown, for instance. A lot of people would be like, man, he's crazy. When he was first coming out talking like, man, he's weird, he's crazy. I know, I was guilty of that. But now, when we're at where we are now, a lot of the things he was saying, we see is true. However, he had to play or pretend like, he may really be crazy in real life, but they have to play that way so that the truth that they're telling us is obscured or kind of diluted by their crazy actions, right? So and so now the gatekeepers of the business or the industry can say, well, you know, hey, people, he's just crazy. He's crazy. And then all the semantics that we see him doing or these people doing, it does make him look crazy. But in all actuality, they are actually telling the truth. My little brother says, or he's a trauma victim and he can't deal with it. Yeah, he's absolutely had traumatic experiences done to him within the industry. That is a definite truth that he stated. Even when he told us about the panda eyes. And if you all go and watch that episode of Family Matters, when he was on there, Omar was on there, Orlando was on there, and he's got the dark circles around his eyes, but it's written into the script of the show as if he got beat up at the park trying to go against some bullies. But he put us on to what that was. It's panda eyes. And panda eyes is when I'm trying to think how I can tell y'all this without being too graphical. Panda eyes is when another man inserts himself. I know, right, Rita? Inserts himself into. Yeah. I think. Yeah. I think Reba's right. Y'all go and look it up. All right, y'all go look up Orlando Brown, panda eyes. Good call, Reba. Because I'd have got on here try to explain it, and Facebook would have just pulled the whole plug on my show, man. And I would have had so many flags up here. Yeah, Heidi. Thank you, Heidi. Heidi said, careful. Absolutely, Heidi, you're right. Listen, y'all go ahead. Y'all look it up if you want to at your own discretion. All right, just look up Orlando Brown Panda Eyes. Now, again, what you heard in today's show, what the audio we played, we don't gatekeep information over here at all. Chirac Evil Queen, thank you for that heart, me love. How you doing? We don't gatekeep information over here. So if you would like to see the videos that we were listening to in today's broadcast, all you got to do is send me a message. Say, hey, is there any way you can send me a link to the videos we played or anything like that? And I'll make sure I provide that link to you so you can watch it at your leisure. We do not gatekeep information over here. Know that. All right? Yeah, he's not just crazy. You're right. Jerome, thank you for that heart, me. I appreciate it. Check it out, guys. This has been your self-proclaimed favorite news reporter, signing off from the newsroom. I love you all to life, and I wish you nothing but peace and blessings. And remember, you can be anything in this world.